Comfort doesn't hurt you right away. And that's why it's dangerous though. Comfort lets time go by quietly, slowly, whatever you want to say. But it's not until years later is when you realize that comfort actually costed you more than anything. We we so often we feel so safe in comfort, right? And that's not a problem. But it's whenever we sit and stay in comfort, that's the trap. We wanna avoid risking things. We wanna stay where it's familiar, and we're choosing easy over growth. But comfort feels like protection, but it's really delay. Because even whenever our parents want to keep us into the comfort of their home, we have to grow up and be like birds and just spread our own wings and go on our own to make our own nest, to make our own family, to do what we have to do in our life. But so often we get so comfortable staying in bed, staying at the same job, staying in the same relationships, but they're not necessarily hurting us, but they're not helping us grow either. So depending on how you look at it, not helping you grow technically in whatever part of life that you are currently in, that could actually be deteriorating your progress in the end. We want to stay in familiar and stay away from growth. But whenever we are too comfortable, time will go by, time opportunities will go by, people will leave because you wanted to stay the same while other people, even around you, wanted to grow. Comfort costs growth, discipline, and potential. There are so many things being comfortable is not giving you access to. So many things being comfortable that's actually causing you to be lazy. So many things to be comfortable that's actually blinding you from what you can actually achieve. Comfort charges interest, but it's not until years later. It's not until the bill comes later. It's not until you wake up one day and you realize I've been stuck in the same place for the last 10 or 15 years, last 5 years, last 3 years, and I'm still stuck in the same cycle. But that's where you have to make a decision. That's where you have to come to a conclusion that I don't want to stay comfortable. Yes, it is okay to be comfortable at times, but when you are in a comfort zone, staying in comfort over and over and over again, you are choosing comfort over growth. You are choosing easy over hard, easy over hard. You continue to try to take shortcuts rather than take the hard path. That's not helping you. That is hurting you. There's things why discomfort builds capacity though. Discomfort builds capacity. What do I mean by that? Pressure builds strength, right? Resistance shapes character. Responsibility forces growth. Discomfort works on all the things that you'd rather not do, that you'd rather not say, that you'd rather not think. Discomfort actually puts you in a place where a diamond is made, where you are stuck in between two places, stuck in a hard place, right? And you are being pressed and pressed and pressed together. As we've talked about before in the quiet seasons, that's whenever the most growth has happened. Whenever you plant a seed, when a tree is growing, it is very quiet. But when that tree falls, it makes a loud noise. But you don't realize how big that tree really is or how loud that noise will be because you didn't even realize how much it was actually growing in silence, in discomfort, in darkness. Because pressure builds strength, right? Nothing grows where everything stays easy. If everything is always handed to you, don't how do you believe that you're gonna grow? If everything is already given to you, how do you believe you're gonna grow? Life has a funny way of making you grow though. You could be born into a family that has every little thing. It doesn't stop you from having depression, doesn't stop you from having anxiety, doesn't stop you from failing relationships, doesn't stop you from failing job opportunities, doesn't stop you from failing your goals and and the things that you want to achieve. It doesn't stop you from failing though. No amount of money, no amount of cars, houses, women, guys, whatever, right? It doesn't matter how much you have. Discomfort builds capacity though. So sometimes you have to have less in order to have more. Sometimes you have to go through hard times to even have easier times. But at the same time, never live in comfort. Most growth in life and in faith actually happen when you're uncomfortable. Especially being in my later 20s. And I know some people can watch this video and say the same thing, later 20s, getting into your 30s and doing things like that. You grow the most whenever you're uncomfortable. You grow the most whenever you didn't see it coming. And yes, it doesn't feel good all the time. And yes, it doesn't always make you think good all the time. And it definitely doesn't make you sleep well at night all the time. But it can definitely put you in a position to where one day when you wake up, you will realize that I've been living in discomfort for so long that I'm beginning to be comfortable in discomfort. I'm beginning to seek out the discomfort. I'm beginning to want more growth. Don't think it as discomfort. Don't think it as being uncomfortable. Think it as I'm growing now. This is a moment for me to grow. This is a moment for me to make it to the next level. So sometimes I have to ignore my feelings. I have to put discomfort above my feelings. Put it above what I thought I used to be. I got to put it above my past. Put it above even the people that are around me that want me to stay in the same comfort, right? So you have to make a choice though. You have to make a decision daily. Being uncomfortable is a decision that you have to make daily. It is not something that you have to make every once in a while. But at some point you have to realize that being uncomfortable is somewhere that you have to somewhat be in a happy medium with. We always talk about high highs and low lows. That's not good. We have to find that happy medium to where you're not always comfortable, but being in discomfort isn't causing you distress. It's causing you to realize this is a moment and a season for me to grow. You don't have to hate comfort, but don't build a life there. Because I promise you, whatever is comfortable at that time, it will not always last. We always know that times change, so comfort will always change then. Yes, you might be living in a crazy house. You might be having a nice job and all that. Who says that that will be there in the future? Who says that that will be given to you later on? So you have to be able to make a decision that I can be comfortable at times, but I'm not going to build a life here. I'm going to continue to look and grow and look and achieve more through growth, through discomfort at times. Comfort isn't free. It just hides the cost until later. So be mindful about that. Comfort isn't bad, but living in it will cost you a great amount later. But that's all I got for y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Know that you are loved and blessed. Please make sure that you are commenting, and subscribing on the channel, bruh. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.